Hi everybody. I am making this video live just for the purpose of recording a video because I've been having a lot of issues with uploading videos. I recorded this last night. It was 31 minutes long and I just didn't get it to upload. I've tried like 4 times. So alas, here we are. So I'm probably not going to answer your comments while I'm doing the grip, but after maybe we'll have a Q&A or whatever. So this is just for the purpose of recording because it won't upload a pre-recorded video for some unknown reason. So today I'm going to attempt to show you how to make one of these rainbow loom grips. And I have a few different things that I've learned since starting it that I didn't learn from the video that I learned from. So obviously there's lots of patterns. You can use whatever patterns you want or whatever colors you want. For this video, I'm kind of just using lots of pinks and purples with some other colors, just like my leftover colors that I've had laying around. So let's get started. Here's some of my examples. So what you'll need is you'll obviously need rubber bands, and I've laid them out in the pattern that I'm going to do it in. I'm going to go like around in a loop. You don't have to do that, but for the sake of the video, that's what I did. You'll need a loom, a loom hook or a crochet hook, and then the drill pin that you want to cover. So for the sake of time, I'm using a drill pen that's smaller. So if you can see, I don't know if you guys have noticed that there's 2 sizes of drill pens. Obviously this one's longer, and I think it's because they account for the multi-drill tips. So this one's going to be shorter to do just for the sake of time because you don't have to, I mean, it's, you know, it takes me about 20 minutes to do one of these normally, like without filming it. So, and I can't pause the video and come back, obviously, so I'll show you the entire thing. So those are the things you need. That's it. Let's get started. I'm going to put this one to the side because I don't need it. Uh-oh. Oh, no. I dropped one. Hang on. Okay. The other disclaimer I want to say to you is that they do sell like jelly ones. If you can see the shiny ones, like the yellow. These are actually all jelly. They're just different. These ones are all from, these are Rainbow Loom brand. They're kind of more of a matte finish. And these are more of the jelly ones. These jelly ones slide much easier on the pen than these ones. So I would suggest using the Rainbow Loom matte style bands, but I have made some with like a little gripper at the bottom with the Rainbow Loom bands, and then if you can tell, the green up here is our jelly ones, but the blacks are Rainbow Loom brand, I think. No, wait. Yeah. So, and that's fine. This one works fine. This is actually the one I've been using mainly right now. So, it's up to you. Okay, so the other thing to get started is you have your loom. You want to turn it so that the pegs are the opening of the pegs right here are facing you. But this middle row needs to turn around. This is something I've learned through trial and error. So you're just going to turn it around. There's an arrow. I'm going to move this, actually, this blue thingy up to here. So this row has the opening facing out, and I'll tell you why. Because when you're when you do this, you're going to have to stick your hook in this little hole and pull the bands out, and it's much easier to come at this one from this way versus having to go in between the bands and going this way. Trust me, I tried it. Not a good idea. So the first, the video I saw suggested using 6 pegs, so ignore this middle one. And so I tried using these 6 pegs to make a grip. However, I found that it was too loose around the pen. It was too squishy, and I couldn't like press down firmly at all before it all smushed down to the end. This one for my pick-me-up pen, though, is used by using 6 pegs. And as you can see, it's stretched even though it has 6 pegs. The more pegs you use, the bigger around your grip is going to be. The less amount of pegs you use, the smaller your circumference of your grip. Okay, so the 6 was too big for a normal pen. So I went to 4. So I just used these ones. And that was just too tight. I didn't like the look of it. It was so stretched. You could see like the pink pen in between. I didn't like that. So then I thought, okay, I'll try going between 6 and 4, and I'll go to 5. So today I'm going to make one with 5 pegs, so I'm only using those 5. I'm going to ignore all the rest. This is just to hang on to it, okay? Okay. So you have your loom. You've turned this middle thing around. These 4 have openings facing you. The middle one is the hole is facing out, okay? That's a little confusing, but trust me, it'll be worth it. So then each row of color takes 5 rubber bands to do because you're using 5 pegs. I figured out that a shorter pen like this takes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21 rows of color. Now something like this takes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 20. 1, 2, 3. So this one takes like 23 or 24 depending on how far you want it to come up to the tip of your pen. So just knowing going forward, you know, if you have enough color, I wanted to say that. All right, so let's get started. So we have your loom, you have your hook at the ready. We don't need it just yet. And you have 5 bands to get started with. So on this row, on this color only, you're going to put your band on one of the pegs, and then you're going to twist it so it looks like an infinity symbol. Okay? Like that. You're going to do that to every single one. So you're going to go from here to here, here to here, here to here, here to here, and here to here. Always twisting them like that. And the end result, I'm going to turn it just so I can get the same twist. The end result is going to be kind of like a star. Okay? So here's your star. So as you can see, the first one I laid is at the bottom. The last one I laid is on the top. That's how you want it. When you've done the star, you're going to push the bands down to the bottom of the pegs, like that. Okay? Your next row of bands Also, I'm using different colors because it's easier to see the different colors and to know where things go in a demonstration video instead of using all the same color. I was going to do like all purple at the beginning, like this one's all green. But I was like, I can't do that because it's going to be confusing. So I'm not doing that. This time, and for all other times, you're only going to keep it straight like that. You're not going to give it a twist. The pink row, the first row you do is the only row that you're going to twist. That's it for the entire thing. Now all you have to do is just place them around the pegs in the same direction as you started with. You want to go in the same direction every single time, or else your pattern is going to end up looking really wonky. And I'll tell you what that means. So in the first row, I started at the bottom right corner. I went over to here, over to here, to here, to here in a clockwise manner. I want to keep doing that. I want to always start here. If you want to always start here, that's fine. If you want to always start here, that's fine. You just have to pick a spot. You could go this way if you wanted to, but you have to keep it consistent through the entire project. So make sure you remember how you do it. So then you make kind of like a house looking thing. So there's a star underneath and a house on top. Okay. Again, they're not twisted. You just place them one on top of the other like that. So then you're going to take your loom hook and you're going to stick it in that little groove, the little hole, and you're going to take the two pink bands. Do you see how there's two pink bands there? You're going to take the two pink bands and you're going to flip or pull them, I guess, over the top, leaving the purple ones there, leaving those two alone. And you're going to do that for each peg. And this is what I was talking about earlier with the reason why I'm having this row backwards is because I was trying to go in here and get these rubber bands and it was so hard. So this is much easier to grab and pull forward. Now you want to be careful. Sometimes you want to hold this. If it's not working for you to just like pull them over like I was doing, because sometimes the top bands will come off too, you can just like hold them. So you'll pull it over and then you'll hold those bands and then pull it all the way over if you need to. Okay, so we've kind of twisted the pink over the purple and then you're going to push that down. If you need to rewind this video to see that again, go ahead, but I'm going to do it over and over and over and over again, so you'll be able to see that lots and lots more times. Okay, so you're going to get your new color. What you've just done was the purple, and you've pushed that all the way down to make room for your next row of color. So you're going to start the same way, here to here, and then I go up, and I go over, and then to that one. And I'm pushing these down because you need room for this one to go on top, okay? So there you have your house again. You're going to take your loom hook, go in, grab your purples or whatever is underneath there, and go up. You want to make sure you get both of your rubber bands, though, in your hook. So if you need to hold it, you're going to have to, like, kind of use kung fu fingers to get it to stay. Yeah, it's like 8:18 in Michigan right now in the morning. Saturday morning. I started filming at like 8 o'clock. I just was so done with this video not uploading, and I was like, I'm just going to do it live. So that's why we're doing it. So you can kind of start to see it's going to come through the bottom. As we're building it, it's going to come through the bottom. And we're just going to go row by row. If you're doing this along with me, you're welcome to keep watching. I'm going to do every single row. I can't fast forward this. I thought it would be helpful to see it a few more times than what the video originally showed me. I had to rewind it a bunch of times. But you're welcome to, you know, fast forward this video if you need to. And if you haven't already joined our Facebook group, you can do that. I'm going to put the link to it in the description. I'll also put the link to the Rainbow Loom stuff in the description too. All right, so there you go. I usually just use my thumb to push it down initially, and then I kind of go on the outsides and push that down so that there's space there. So you can see it's starting to form something there. Once I know you guys are thinking like, oh my God, that's gonna take forever. But honestly, it kind of happens really fast. So I'm moving slower than I usually would because I've got the camera right in my face. And I have to like crank my neck over to be able to see it. I wanted to be able to see your guys' comments and stuff. All right, so we have another house. Grab your 2 bottom bands and bring them over. If this happens, just push it back. No big deal. These kinds of bands too are less likely to just fly off your pegs. The jelly ones tend to not grip as much because they're just more slippery. So they're more tricky to use. Again, you need five of the same color or 5 bands for each row. So if you don't have, like say you're running out of color, say I had like only 3 pinks, I wouldn't want to use pink for a row because I would need 5 pinks to make it a complete row. If you don't care about the pattern, then go ahead and use whatever multicolored bands that you want. No big deal. All right. So essentially, to make this, you have to do this 21 times for the small one and 22 or 23 times for the big one. And it depends on what you like too, you know. If you want it to be stretched more and you don't mind seeing, you know, the drill pen, then you don't have to do as many rows. It just depends on what you want. The other thing is sometimes these rows can get dislodged when you're kind of pulling at them. So just every once in a while, kind of press them back down, make sure they're all good to go. So you don't have your whole project being flung across the room. Nothing launches one of these rubber bands quite like this loom does. I've got many, I think, like behind my couch, because I just would like let go too soon. It'd just go bing and fling all the way across the room. All right, if you guys want to ask questions or make comments or anything, now is a good time to do that because I'm just going to keep doing the same exact thing over and over again. So if you guys want to start talking, that's fine too. I haven't seen a comment in a while. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to come on and be like, don't talk to me. But I just needed to kind of get the how-to out of the way real quick. You will need to watch the end though because you want to know how to finish it off. It doesn't matter which order you go in to do this step because they're all going to get done anyway. So if you've noticed, I've started over here, I've started over here. I've saved this one for last sometimes. Sometimes I do it in a circle, in a clockwise way. It doesn't matter. Again, the only row that you're going to twist was that first row. Everything else is straight. You start to see the hole? You're starting to see how fast it happens? There it comes. When I first was learning how to do this, I was like, how is it? I couldn't wrap my head around how it was going to look like it does on the pen. But now, do you see it starting to form? The Loom is not expensive. I got it for $9.99 in the kit. So I got the box and it came with the hook, the Loom, and a bunch of bands to start with. And it was $9.99 with free shipping because I'm a Prime member. It's on Amazon. And I think it's on sale right now, but I can't imagine it being more than 20 bucks. So yeah, when I looked on Etsy for these grips, they wanted 10 bucks a piece for each grip, and I was like, oh my gosh, I could buy the entire thing and make as many as I want, or make a bunch. You know, I'd have to buy replacement bands, but I could make a bunch more for that price. So that's what I did. And I used to use, and I still will on occasion, I'll use these, where was it? These little grips, you know, these little squishy grips, which are nice, and I like them a lot. But they just like squish down, they move down quicker than these ones because these ones are as big as the drill pen itself. I just kind of, I don't know, they'll still work for me, but I like the thought of having the entire thing covered because I don't know if you guys are familiar with the way I work, but I'll put wax in one end and keep one end empty, so that when I'm placing drills and I have one that's crooked or not and I have to move it, I'll flip this over and I'll use this empty, no wax side to push the drills around so my wax doesn't squish out onto the drills. And then it makes my wax last longer. So I'll do that, and then I'll go back and place them again. So I like having both ends covered because really I use both ends the same amount of time, basically. Scoobies. Claire. You used to call the grips Scoobies? Is that what you're saying? The bands don't cost, I mean, it comes with a bunch of bands when you buy the kit. The kit comes in this little box. This little 600 plus latex free rubber bands. And it comes with a bunch of other stuff like these little like S-hook things if you wanted to make like bracelets or something. And it actually, yeah, it's, and I just put those in like a container because I'm not going to use those, but who knows, maybe I will someday. Fruit scented bands, huh? That would be interesting to do while you're diamond painting. You just start smelling fruit. Yeah, I wouldn't suggest the jelly ones, but like I said, if you mix the jellies, because I didn't know I was buying the jellies, because I got this whole like replacement bin of them. And they have a lot of different colors, and I was so bummed when I found out that they were the jelly kind because I knew that they weren't going to be great to use. And when I made one, I was like, yeah, this isn't going to work. But like I said, if you mix them up, like this one, the black ones are jelly, and all the rest are the Rainbow Loom brand. Sorry, you guys. And this works fine. The gripper part is all the you know, latex free, not jelly ones. But this one has all jelly, and that's fine, and it works because it's so tight across here that it's not going anywhere. This one, like I said, I did use 6 pegs to make because it's so much, it's bigger around than a drill pen is. So this one's 5 and this one's 6. Now I'm going to be sniffly because I just sneezed. Wonderful. I've got like a summer cold or something. This is crazy. I thought it was allergies, but then I think it turned into... So if you wanted to make like a pencil grip, this would probably be big enough now. You can also measure how much, you know, how long it is by sticking the pen that you want it to cover in here and then seeing how much farther you have to go. And like I said, you can have it stretch farther. You don't have to do as many rows if you don't want. But I'm making kind of like exactly the kinds that I have because people have asked me about them. So I want to show people what I actually have made for mine, for myself personally. Seems like we have a lot of Aussies here today. Hello, down under. So it's like 10 o'clock at night there, right? Oh, see. Mayday, mayday. Get back over there. Oh, good, Valerie. It's really, oops, sorry. It's really easy. Come on, Hook. Okay, come on. Oh, hi, Samantha. One of my best friends is from Melbourne. She was a foreign exchange student way back in my high school years. And we've been friends ever since. She's now a vet. All right, here we go. So the video I watched, the how-to video that I watched to teach myself how to do this, it stopped like 2 rows in, and then it like, you know, reconvened when it at the end. But honestly, I was like, man, I wish I would have been able to see it happen more times because I had to rewind it a bunch of times to like really make sure I was placing all the bands in the right spots and doing the right thing. So the thing to remember is just to keep going in the same pattern that you started with at the beginning, or else your pattern's gonna be weird. Valerie, they're the worst. Allergies are the worst. I thought it was allergies, and now I think it's turned into a cold. So I'm sorry if I'm clearing my throat and sniffling and coughing and sneezing. We're almost done, guys. You see how it's coming along? You see the light at the end of the tunnel? Oh. All right. Again, the only reason why I'm doing this live, you guys, is because I already recorded this video last night. And I tried to upload it 4 times, and it kept saying error, like hours into the upload. So I just was like, I'm just going to do it live, and then it'll be up, and people can watch it, because I was so frustrated. You want to make sure that you push this row down every time. And the way you know, like if you're going through and you haven't laid out your pattern already, and you're like, oh shoot, what color did I just do? The color that you just laid down is what's on the pegs. So that's how you know. Okay, I got 2 bands here. I'm going to try to keep them in my hand. There you go. Ooh, look how good I am. Oh my goodness. Okay. When my aunt and my mom tried diamond painting for the first time, they were using these drill pens. They really liked the grips. So this might be a good thing for newbies, or like if you have arthritis and you need something bigger to hold on to when you're diamond painting, this might be a good choice for you. Claire, I've never bought a diamond painting where the grip came with the pen. I think Evermoment does that a lot as like a free gift. And I've never bought one from Evermoment yet. I know that they're a good company, so I don't need to try them out. I try out different companies. I'm like a guinea pig. I've had good experiences and I've had not good experiences. So I can tell you guys which ones are good and which ones to stay away from, because there's so many. Uh-oh, mayday, mayday. There. So I've actually never gotten one, but I know that they're just those little like foam ones. Is that what you're talking about? The little foam grippers. I'd imagine they would slip down, but you can always just push them back. But if it's happening every time you place a drill, that can get really annoying. And I have the rubber squishy ones that I was using before I started doing these. They look like this. They're just like squishy little ones, but the problem with those is that they only come up, you know, 1.5 inches up the pen. These ones don't slip down as much as the foam ones, I'm sure, because they're like silicone, so they have like a lot of friction keeping them in place. But they will eventually slip down to like here, and then you just have to like push it back up. But what I was saying was the way I work is I'll put wax in this end, and I'll put another tip on this end, a single tip, but I won't put wax in it. It's empty. If it'll focus on that. But so I'll be placing drills, and then I'll flip the pen over to push the drills or to manipulate them in any way so I don't squish all my wax out onto the drills from this end. It helps with the longevity of the drills. I mean, not the drills, the wax. It makes the wax last longer, I found, and I hate when I have to stop, scoop out the wax, and replace it. It's like, I don't know why. It's so easy to do, but it's like annoying to me. Am I lazy, or am I just so intense when I'm diamond painting? That's why the pick-me-up pen is good too, is because you don't have to refill the wax. All right, so this one's going to be a little different because I'm going to do another row of purple. So you'll be able to see what that looks like too if you're doing the same color 2 in a row. Okay, so this is what it looks like when you've got 2 of the same color. You got 2 rows at the bottom and 2 rows at the top. And just like every other time, you're going to take it, the bottom 2, and you're going to pull it, oops, hold it tight, and you're going to pull it over the top of the peg. Take the bottom 2 and just over the peg. Over the peg. Over the peg. Obviously, if you guys use 6 pegs to make a bigger one, like for your pick-me-up pen, you're going to need 6 bands. Each row is going to take 6 bands. If you're only doing 4 pegs, like these 4, not this one, because you want it to be tighter, you're going to use 4 bands per row of each color. All right, this is the last row before we're going to finish up. All right, and you just do the same thing. The change doesn't come until you're done with it. You only twist the first row. You don't twist any other row. That's really important. Actually, wait a minute. I'm going to try something, you guys. I don't know if this is the time to start to try this, but so if you mess up, you can just take your 2 back off of and put it back around your peg. I guess that's something I should have shown you before, but you just want to grab the 2. I'm having a hard time with this one. There we go. I'm going to try something. I'm going to try twisting these ones, because what I noticed that the twisting does is it keeps it from unraveling. So I'm going to twist the top too, because if I were to make this and then not want to put it on a pen right away, you'd end up with this and it'd be unraveled and not usable. That happened. So I'm going to try that. So I am twisting this top row just like I did with the first row. You could probably use any loom you have as long as it has pegs that are close together like that. Okay, so I'm going to do this again, but now I've twisted the top to make a star. Let's see how that works. Duh. That's not what the how-to video told me to do, but I'm thinking it might be better this way. Okay, so you've got 21 rows for the smaller pen. You take the pen or the crochet hook or the pencil or whatever you're wanting to cover, because you don't have to do this with just drill pens. And you're going to stick it through the hole all the way to the other side like that. So it's stuck in there. And then we're going to deal with this side first. So this side, do you notice how you have these pink bands around the outside that kind of look like a flower? You're going to put, to secure the grip to the pen, you're going to take each of the 2 loops, like there's 2 here, there's 2 here, 2, 2, 2. There should be 5 of them because you used 5 pegs. And you're going to put them over the tip. And you're just going to, wait, yeah, you're just going to take that and do that with each of the extra bands. You can use your hook to do it if you want. Oops. Come on. You can use your hook if you need to, but I'm just using my fingers for this side. I'll use my hook for the other side. Okay. So, and then you can just kind of like finesse it into looking however you want it to look and being however low you want it to be. Okay, so that end's done. Now we're going to come over to this end. Zoom out. Now for this end, it's going to be a little tricky because you have this multi-placer. If you were trying to cover something bigger, I would take this end off, do the grip, and then stick it back on quickly because you don't want the bands to come too far and push off the edge. Although with this being twisted like I just did, it shouldn't unravel. Okay, so now what you're going to do is you're going to take each one and you're going to go over the top of your drill pen. Now when you go to take this off, if you notice, they're together, but they're from different directions, and you want to just stick them right over. You don't want to twist or anything, you just stick them right over the top. I'm just going to get them all on, and then I'll push them down when I'm done. Whoop. All right, so now I got the last one on. Oop, there's a hair in there. Gross. The last one's right here. Oops, sorry. You just put it over, and then you just kind of, I'm going to just push it down a bit, like that. And there you have it. Oh, there's another hair on there. Gross. Okay, so that's that. It's not the best pattern in the world because I didn't have very many colors left to choose from. So it's not, you know, the best thing that I've ever made, but you get the idea of how to do it. Like I really like this one because it's rainbow and then like chevron, black and white. I really like this one. And then it's very clear to me which end has the wax because I'm holding on to the rainbow, and then this end doesn't have the wax. This one I've done like a orange, pink, orange, yellow, orange, pink, orange, yellow, orange, pink, orange, yellow pattern. This one is gray, white, blue, blue. Wait, let's see. Blue, blue, white, gray, white, blue, blue, white, gray, white, blue, blue, white, gray, white. So I wanted to have like stripes in the middle of the blue. This one is like a stretched out rainbow. So it's like red, red, orange, red, orange, orange, yellow, orange, yellow, yellow, green, yellow, green, green, blue, green, kind of like that. I was trying to make it like, I don't know. And then we've got the green with the chevron, black and green chevron, but I hold this end. I ran out of green, so I couldn't make this any bigger, but I had to use the jelly green ones. So yeah, this is the one we just made together. It could be one row shorter and still be fine. Like if you're running out of bands, this doesn't have to be all the way up there. It could stop there. So you could have made it shorter. And it's a little bit thicker, I think, because I did twist it. But I want to see what happens if I take this off. Okay. Well, it's not really any different than than what I did before. So, okay. So you can either twist the last row of bands, or you don't have to. All of these ones that I've made here have been made without twisting the bands, but like I said, you need to have the bands that, or the pen that you're going to cover. So whatever that is, it might not be a drill pen, it might be a pencil, or it might be your loom hook, crochet hook, whatever it might be. So yeah, you guys have any last questions before I sign off here? Any last words? Again, if you haven't already, feel free to join our Facebook group. It's called Diamond Painting Addicts, Preschool Teacher Addicted to Diamond Painting. It's a closed group, so I do need to accept your requests, but I accept everyone. So, and I just ask you to answer 2 simple questions before you join. Not a big deal. I just want to get a feel for, you know, how long you've been diamond painting, so I know what kinds of things to post. Hi, Josephine. And I also asked you to be kind and respectful in all of your posts and responses, because I think it's important to maintain a positive community of diamond painters. And we all want to support each other and build each other up and not break each other down, right? So, yeah. Okay, so if I'll actually put the link in the description for that, and I'll also put the link to the Rainbow Loom kit that I got, okay? All right, you guys, thanks for watching. I hope this helped you, and happy grip making, happy diamond painting. Thanks, guys.